Hi, my name is Elani Haro and this is for Bio 230. For this lab video, I will be describing the axial and appendicular skeleton. So we're going to start with the front of the face, well, the front of the skull, which is the anterior part. And then I'm going to be pointing out where the bones are. So the nose, right here, the ethmoid bone would be inside the eye socket. The mandible is the bottom of the mouth or the jaw. The sphenoid bone is also inside the eye socket. The zygomatic bone is part of the cheek. The frontal, we know it's right here. The vomer is in the middle of the nasal bone or the nose. And then the maxilla is the top of the mouth. The lacrima is also the corner of the eye socket. And then we will be looking at the posterior skull, which is the back. So from the back you would see the mandible right here, and then the parietal side back here, and then the occipital, this right here, and then temporal is also in this area here. And if we were to look at it sideways, lateral way, the ethmoid bone, again, you could see it inside the eye. The nasal cavity right here, occipital, the frontal, lacrima, again inside the eye. Let's see, temporal side right here, zygomatic bone, cheekbone here, the maxilla, which is the top, you can see it right here. And then we have the inferior part of the skull, which would be looking inside this way. So you would find the ethmoid bone again, where the eye should be in here. Parietal, the top, back here. And then sphenoid also inside, where the eye socket would be. And then the occipital back here. And the frontal. And then we have the frontal part over here too. Alright, so the next we would have the vertebral column. I lost the leg. Alright, so in the vertebral column we would find the atlas, which is the top of the neck area here. And then the axis is right beneath it at the bottom here of the neck, well, the top of the spine. The lumbar vertebrae is the middle of the spine. The cervical vertebrae is up here again, the neck. And the coccyx back here. And then we would move on to the thoracic cage, which we would look at it this way. So we would look at the body of the sternum. And then the mandibrium of the sternum is right here. The false ribs would be 8 to 10. True ribs are 1 through 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 8 to 10 would be the false ribs. And then the floating ribs are 11 through 12. And then the pectoral girdle and the upper limbs. The clavicle is right here. The scapula is this bone sticking out here. The humerus, the arm, and then the ulna here, and the radius. The radius is the bigger bone. And then from the bones of the hand and the wrist, we have the capitate, which are the bones up here. And then the scaphoid, we have it right here underneath the thumb. The hamate is in this area as well. Lunate, also, the little bones up here. The trapezium, this bone right here. Okay. And then the metacarpal are up here, the middle of the finger, the phalanges. And then the phalanges would be the fingers as well. The pisiform is right here, this little bone sticking out. Trapezoid is at the bottom of the phalanges down here. And then we move on to the pelvic girdle and lower limbs. So then we would be talking about this area below here. So the ilium is inside right here, this hip bone. And then we have the patella, this little bone right here. The knee, and then the ischium is at the bottom of the hip over here. The tibia is the big bone here. Fibula is the smaller bone here. The pubic bone would be over here, and the femur is the big thigh. And now we go to the ankle and the foot. So the calcaneus is over here. The lateral cuneiform is on the top of the bone, the foot over here. The navicular is also on this side of the foot on the top. And then we have the cuboid, also top of the foot here. The medial cuneiform, same thing, the little bones up here on the top of the foot. We have the phalanges, which are the toes, and the intermediate cuneiform are the little bones on your foot. The metatarsals are here. You can see them here. And then we have the talus, which is the top of the foot over here. Okay, and then that concludes our video for the axial and appendicular skeleton. Thank you.